There we go. All right. Hey, y'all. I am Delegate Cia Price. I represent the 95th House District, which is mostly in Newport News with a small part of Hampton. Who am I with? Alexis, who are you?
What's up, y'all? Alexis, I'm the organizing director at Care in Action and the National Domestic Worker Alliance. Thank you so much, Tia, for
I'm sorry,
inviting me.
did you say national?
Oh, yeah.
National.
Hi,
National.
National.
National. We appreciate the work that you literally are doing on the national level. And Tram,
Hey, I know Alexis is like all grown up. She went
right?
like beyond us in Virginia. She left us. That's not true. We pull her back all the time. Um, Tram Nguyen, I'm co-executive director of New Virginia Majority.
Awesome. And I'm gonna pull this up. We are in Zoom, but I'm gonna pull up the Facebook just to make sure if there are any questions. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. We're going to keep an eye out for that. But first, so I represent Newport News and Hampton. So I'm going to give a little bit of information specific to Hampton and Newport News first, so that we get that in. And then if you have questions for other areas, just let us know. We have resources. But right now, we are able to vote. You can go vote today by 5 p.m., tomorrow by 5 p.m., or Saturday. It's open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Hampton, which is at 101 Kingsway, and then City Hall and City Center for Newport News. And again, that is between now and Saturday by 5 p.m. It opens up, let's see, Hampton opens up 8:30, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, it opens up at 9. So 9 to 5 on Saturday. And then in Newport News, it's 8 to 5 until Friday. And then Saturday, it's 9 to 5. If you have questions on that, let me know. New this year, we have same-day voter registration. So this is really important for several reasons. So we've been out in the community and we are meeting and greeting people, Virginia Block is, and other organizations, where there are people that have had their rights restored that did not know they had their rights restored. And so now if you have applied to get your rights restored and you go to restore.virginia.gov, you can check your status. If your rights have been restored, then you can either early vote and same day register on the same day, or on Tuesday, go to your polling place and you can register and vote same day. So that's really important if you know any returning citizens that they've applied and they just aren't sure. And then also if you go there and you have not applied at that website, it's not in time for this election, but you should go on and apply to get your rights back. We also have vote by mail. You want to make sure that your absentee ballot is either taken back in person by 7 p.m. on Tuesday, or if you're mailing it back, that it's been postmarked by Tuesday and gets there by Friday at noon. I'm still waiting on a few packages, so if you can take it back, I would.
Right.
The sooner the better, but if you're taking it back, again, it has to be in by 7 p.m. On Tuesday. We're gonna drop a link in the chat where you can check to see, like, track your ballot. And then we'll get into some issues with Tram, whether or not you've gotten your ballot or not. And then in Newport News and Hampton, there's also, well, no, stateside, yay. There's curbside voting. So if you have a physical disability or injury, and it would be easier for them to bring the ballot to you in the car. In Newport News, I know when you roll up, there's a blue and white sign and it tells you the number to call so that they know to come out to your car. And then we'll drop the link for how to check your polling place. And the polls are open on Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you are in line by 7 p.m., you should be allowed to vote, but we're going to give you reasons why not to wait till 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Yeah. And then lastly, rides to the polls. We'll put this in the chat. Yellow Cab and Coastal Ride are working with Peninsula Agency on Aging on November 8th. For those that are going to vote over 60 and need a ride, you can sign up by 4 p.m. tomorrow. And in general, in our area, HRT is not charging fares for buses, light rail, ferry, or other forms of transit on Tuesday. Literally, ladies, there is no reason why we can't get to the polls after all that But Tram, I did want to talk with you about, some things we're hearing in the news. The first one I think is most recently, there's a wavy TV10 story about some misinformation by text message. So how do we know the voting information we have, like, is the right information? Who do we go to get the right information?
Yeah, I would say go to the State Department of Elections website. There's a lookup tool for you to put in your actual personal information, and it's going to be hard for anybody to look it up but you, because it requires a lot of, like, not a lot, but like, the last 4 digits of your social, for example. Ain't nobody can know that but you, right? So you put that in and you can see your voter registration status. And you should also be able to see your polling place information there. So when in doubt, just double check. And that's the easy thing you can do. You can also call your local registrar if for some reason, the website's down, or it says, you have questions about what information they've given you. So.
Okay, so then if I go and they say, like, I have a friend, we're going together, we're going to register and same day vote, and they say you're not registered. Do I have to say I want to same day register and vote? Like, should I just want to be prepared to say it?
I would be prepared to say it. I mean, same day voter registration is an amazing tool, and I'm so glad we have it now. But it's a new thing, right? This is the first year that the state has ever rolled out something like same day voter registration. So, I don't think it's going to be intentional, right? But, with any rollout of something big, there might be some snafus, right? So I would proactively ask, right? And just say, hey, I'm on the roll. I know we got same day voter registration. Let me fill out that form.
Awesome. Okay, so if I walk in and I'm registered, I give them my voter ID, which there's a passport, a driver's license, a state issued ID. Those are all photo IDs. But then what are some of the IDs that don't have to have photos on them that they could use, or they can sign something maybe?
That's right. Okay, so I don't know, I don't have the exhaustive list in front of me, but if you got a utility bill, for example, that has your name and your address on it, you can use that, right? So there's a list of like official documents, utility bills, bank statements, IDs, et cetera, et cetera. So you can use that. But when all else fails, right? Like, and you don't have anything on you, you dropped your wallet, you left it at home, you're in a rush, like for whatever reason, right? Like you just don't have something on you. You can fill out a form too that says, I'm Tram Nguyen, I am who I am, I reside at my address, and I'm a registered voter, right? And it's an affirmation statement. And so you sign that and they will allow you to cast a ballot.
So this is where I think it's really important to know the difference between a regular ballot and a provisional ballot. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so provisional ballots. Okay, so first of all, you want to cast a regular ballot if at all possible, right? So that is the ballot that gets fed into the machine and will get counted. When they close the machines and they close the polls at night. Now, if for some reason you cannot cast a regular ballot because you did a same day voter registration, for example, or you don't have an ID and you didn't want to fill out that form, or whatever, or you didn't show up on that precinct's list and couldn't find out where you are, and for some reason they didn't offer you same day voter registration, which you should let us know they don't offer you same day voter reg. But there are a variety of reasons why you might not be able to cast a regular ballot. When all else fails, the provisional ballot is an option and is your backstop. Those provisional ballots don't get fed into the machine on election night like the regular ballots. The electoral board meets after the election, right? And they review every single provisional ballot and determine whether or not that provisional ballot will count. So that's the difference. So you want to cast your regular ballot if at all possible, but if for some reason you can't, and again, same day voter registration, ID issues, or whatever, then you can cast provisional ballot, and every precinct should offer provisional ballots for everybody.
Okay, so if I walk in and I'm registered already, I have my voter ID, I've given them my address allowed. I can go vote, stick my ballot in the machine, get my sticker, I'm done. And then if I'm not registered today, I can walk into my early voting location today, tomorrow, and Saturday and register and vote. And then on Tuesday, there's nothing on Sunday, there's nothing on Monday. And then on Tuesday, if I want to do it in person, then I go to my local polling location, my precinct. And then that's where I can register and vote on a provisional ballot.
Yes.
Okay. What if I get there and they're like, same day registration, what? Like same day registration, who? Like they just don't have that mechanism, or if they're trying to not allow for me to register and vote on the same day, what are some ways that I can let somebody know that it didn't go according to plan?
I would call, there are a couple of things. There may be volunteers outside your polling place that can help you, right? That will have information. There are election protection volunteers that are out there on election day. They might not be everywhere, but chances are there will be somebody at your polling place. If not, call the election protection hotline, right? There are several numbers that you can call. The English number, the English hotline is 1-866-OUR-VOTE. There's a Spanish hotline, an API hotline, and an Arabic hotline. So I think we can drop that in the comment section. But yeah, definitely call it in and don't leave. Don't leave. Call it in, and then we will make sure that we flag it and call the registrar's office, chief election officer, and we'll make sure, right, that you'll have that option to do that same day voter reg.
Yeah, awesome. So I think we've covered all of the logistics, but if you have any questions, definitely put it in the chat. We'll also put our contact information for those that need to reach out with other questions if you're watching this later. But Alexis, okay, so
What's up?
We've told people how to vote. Why should they vote?
Man, listen, if there is literally anything in this world, in your community that you care about, that's a reason to vote. Whatever it is, there's somebody in a position of power that is making a decision about it. Whether it's how you get to work and how you wish you could hop on the bus, but it's not reliable. Whether it's the student loan debt, which by the way, we got some good news on that, but we need to go further. Whether it's the fact that the rent is too damn high, like whatever it is, there's a reason to vote. And the current makeup of Congress, is better than what we've had in the past. It's not as great as we'd like it to be, but we absolutely can't afford to go backwards. And we know that this election is such an important opportunity for all of us in Virginia to make sure that we continue to have good leadership and are able to make progress on the issues that we care about.
Yeah, and I know like everything seems partisan, but I mean, even if you happen to be watching this and you're a Republican or independent, like I would like a pro-democracy majority.
Correct.
Like, let's just start there. A pro-democracy majority, someone that wants our democracy to continue, someone that wants everyone to be able to participate, someone that wants it to be free and fair as it is now, but like continue that. And then, because people are like, oh, you're always so partisan. I'll even take party out of that. I welcome anyone to the table that wants to keep our democracy and not cheat to win. What are some other things that are at stake, Tram?
I mean, y'all covered it all, but like, yeah, I feel like voting is our power, right? Like voting is our power, period. Don't vote because you have to. Don't vote because, people are telling you to. Vote because you recognize that it is your power. And if you care about, like Alexa said, any issue that you care about, the folks that we elect into office are making decisions about every single one of those issues. And, we gotta push them, not only on election day and at the ballot box, but even after election day, we have to use our power to keep pushing them to do better. Because, like, let's be real, like Democrat or Republican, a lot of politicians disappoint us all the time, right? And so it is up to us, right, to not only vote, but then to use our power after the elections to make sure that all of our elected officials, no matter what party they're a part of, are listening and paying attention to us.
Yeah. I think for me too, like when I'm speaking with younger folks, like I'm going to Norfolk State this evening to talk about voting and everything. I've been on like a little bit of a tour recently, Richmond, Norfolk, going back to Norfolk. But it's just, I'm not asking for people to not be disappointed in what they should rightfully be disappointed in, right?
Yep.
But just the realization that whether you participate or not, government is going to keep being government. How government functions is where the people have to decide. If you want like a functioning democracy, then like please show up, right? But the idea of being apolitical, while I respect everyone's opinion, the idea of being apolitical just doesn't, I don't get it, because the moment you wake up, your life is political. Politics is just how communities decide on the rules for which they're going to obey, like, right, what we're going to do as a community. And so, yes, there are politicians that do it in Richmond, DC, but the decisions that are being made, like was said, it's all of your life from the moment that you wake up, like the condition of your housing, like Alexa said, how you get to work, how the government sees you. Do they see you as an equal and whole human being, or, you know, a means to an end? The wages that you're about to make at the job that you go to, the roads that you travel on in order to get there, the childcare that you are leaving your child at in order to go to work. All of these things, these are all impacted by decisions. So I don't ever want somebody to think that I think that you should drink the government Kool-Aid. Like, I'm not saying government is perfect, but I am saying that if you all sit out, government will look less and less like you. Government will represent less and less of your interests. And I just, man, it is a lot at stake right now. And we got to match energy. Pro-democracy has to match anti-democracy. Pro-choice has to match other folks that want to take our freedoms. Pro-education, facts, science, inclusion, equity, like all of that, we got to match the energy for that other force that is coming out to take all of that from us.
Yep. And I know people are tired. I mean, listen, I am tired.
Yeah.
Like it's exhausting, right? And I think we get that, but we just can't give up, because imagine what the world would be if we all just decided to sit anything out, right? Like it's exhausting, but we're exhausted. There's decision-making fatigue. There's all kinds of things. Like there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
And voting, all of this might not be at the top of your list. And I get it. But at least here in Virginia, we have made voting so easy, right? That if you can spare like 5 minutes of your time, right? Like you can cast that ballot, and make sure that you register that vote, and register, you know, your voice.
I appreciate you all so much, because I mean, this has always been an important issue, but I think the moment in history that we're in, it's kind of an amplified important issue, making sure that your voice is heard. So again, if you're in Newport News or Hampton, you can vote today until 5, you can vote tomorrow until 5, you can vote Saturday until 5, and you can also go on Tuesday, the actual election day, at your polling place. If you have any questions, I don't care where you are in the Commonwealth, if you have any questions, you can message me, or we'll put our contact information in the comments when we head over to the page now. Ladies, thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Alexis for the nation, Tram for Virginia.
Tram is very much saving our country, to be clear.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, you're literally traveling nationally. Absolutely.
You're in this fancy hotel room right now. I mean, you're like a nomad.
I love it. A nomad for justice. All right, ladies. Well, I will not hold you from the important things that you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
we'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.